The incredibly sad news that Darius Campbell Danesh has passed away. He was found dead in his US apartment at the age of 41. Many, of course, will know him best for appearing in the hit reality shows Popstars and Pop Idol. We can join Ross in LA this morning. Ross, I couldn't believe this when I read it yesterday, and he's just 41 years old.
Oh, it's just incredible. The shock this morning when I got the news out here in LA. Still haven't really got to terms with it at all. As you say, he was just 41, found in an apartment in Minnesota on the 11th. We still don't know the cause of Darius's death. You know, I knew him well. I would see him quite a lot out here. We have a Burns supper, a Burns bash out here, and he performed at it. Last year, my birthday, we got together with Gerard Butler as well, and you know, he sang "Happy Birthday" to me. It was a big surprise, and you know, he was such a gentle soul. You know, he was very caring. He was always concerned about other people. Very spiritual. Loved being in the mountains. Oh, my thoughts are just with his family, with his former wife Natasha as well. What a time for them. But you know, an incredible career. You know, for someone so young as well. I mean, we keep going on about 41, no age at all. You talked about Popstars back in 2001. That now almost legendary edition with Baby One More Time, and then of course the finals of Pop Idol 2, and then what an incredible pop career. You know, 6 singles. His first single, Colorblind, going to the top of the charts for 2 weeks in 2002. A couple of great albums as well. Then into the world of musicals. You know, he was in Chicago, he was in Funny Girl. He also then came out here, then got involved in producing with movies as well. You know, he really did achieve so much. But again, just gone way too soon, so young.
So many tributes flowing in, Ross. Simon Cowell, of course, being on the top of that list.
Yeah, Simon describing as charismatic, funny, just a great person to be with. His passing for someone so young is an absolute tragedy. My heart goes out to his family and friends. Gareth Gates, who of course they were there together in the Pop Idol days, talks about just being heartbroken. He said, "Darius took me under his wing during our time in Pop Idol like a big brother. Always looking out for me, and for that I thank you, my friend. I will miss our chats. He was one of the most beautiful, intelligent and gentle souls I was lucky enough to know. A soul that lit up every room. Goodbye, my friend, forever in my heart." And Mylene Klass also shared a photo of them together back in the day, and it just simply said, "Darius, you were so talented, so kind, a true family man. My thoughts are with them now." And it's so true. You know, I think all those words absolutely sum up Darius. You know, he was a lovely soul.
I got to meet him a couple of times myself, Ross, just like you say, and he was a gentleman. He was the sort of person that knew your children's names when he walked into the studio.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, a gentleman. Great description.
Yeah. Very tough news this morning. Lucie Cave joins us here as well this morning. Lucie, you, of course, met him many times over the years, interviewed him many times over the years. We talk about that wonderful moment on Popstars where I remember watching it and everyone talking about this rendition of Britney Spears, and it'll go down one of those cultural TV moments, actually. I think it was so fantastic. But he went on and did so much more, like Ross just said, off the back of this moment we all talked about.
I mean, he really represents a sort of era-defining moment in pop culture. I think he was part of this celebrity culture. He was a reality TV phenomenon. We really will remember him hugely fondly, and I think it's that sort of nostalgia, that time when, celebrity, he really enjoyed it. He enjoyed the whole celebrity game. And, he talked about the Britney rendition, which was indeed what made him so famous and made people fall in love with him. But he owned it. He said it, looking back on it, made him really cringe, but he owned it. He laughed at himself. As Ross said, he was hugely charismatic. And as you pointed out, he remembered everyone's names. And I think that's quite a rarity when, in pop star world, you go on a shoot and he would make a point of asking everyone their name, how they were, and then when you saw him again, he would remember everything about you. So he was a really special individual.
And what are your personal memories of him? What was your relationship like with him?
So I've interviewed him several times, you know, across the years when I've been I was on the set of Colourblind, which was his first video.
What a great track too. When you hear it again, it was a great song.
It was a brilliant song. He wrote that himself as well, which I don't think everyone really remembers. That went straight to #1. That's where he met Jackie Ainsley on set of there, who's now married to Guy Ritchie. He dated her for 2 years. He was just really warm and lovely and really inviting, and kind of really tried to, you know, I was a journalist, he was there, what do you need? Can I, you know, am I saying the right things? He was just really wanting to please. And there was a brilliant moment back when he was in Popstars. He did a celebrity auction, and Hearsay had just won Popstars. Obviously, he did his Britney rendition, didn't win, but he came and sat in the audience, and we'd got the first performance of Hearsay, so the first ever performance, so it was a massive deal. Jonathan Ross was comparing. He started heckling Darius in the audience, and Darius got up on stage and just started singing the Britney song, and everyone, all the celebs in the audience were going wild. They absolutely loved him. He completely stole the thunder of Hearsay. So, and I think from that moment you knew that he had something special, and he knew how to play the game of celebrity and really seemed to enjoy it.
But he was a very intelligent guy, and like Ross said, he went on to work in movies and all sorts of things over in America. So he's had an incredible career path.
He has, and actually, you know, whenever I've met him and interviewed him, and I remember readers writing in going, I was really surprised about Darius. I think people think that people who met him went in with sort of preconceived ideas about what he was going to be like, and he was really wise, really smart, really sincere. He knew the industry that he was in. He knew that, you know, certain areas of his fame weren't necessarily going to last. But yeah, like you said, he'd gone into sort of to producing and sort of behind the scenes work as well. And you know, there was news of there being this sort of big reunion as well.
Exactly, there was certainly lots of whispers today that there was some form of comeback tour potentially at the end of the year back here in the UK. So that would have been huge news for him.
It would have been incredible. So, you know, the reports say that there was going to be a reunion for pop idol stars, so from the UK and globally, so including people like Adam Lambert, who's now in Queen, who obviously won American Idol. And that would have been a brilliant comeback for Darius. And, you know, everyone would have completely welcomed him with open arms, which makes it even sadder. Yeah,
you can only imagine what his poor family and his parents are going through, because he did have 2 near-death experiences before.
Yeah, he was in a high-speed car crash, which he survived from, and then there was a really kind of awful illness he got. He was doing a campaign for a water charity, and he ended up sort of drinking some water from the Thames as part of the advert, and then got really ill from it, and was kind of, you know, was out of action for about 3 months. And he talked about that and sort of said how it had really sort of given him a new appreciation of life.
Well, very sad news. Like we say, we were all so shocked when we read it yesterday, and like we say, goodness, how his family must be feeling right now, but we're thinking of them all. Thank you so much, Lucie. It's great to see you. Thank you.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.